Hello everybody, we're here with Annie today
Hello.
to talk a little bit about light modifiers. You know, all those add-ons that we put on the light to get just the right look that we're going for. Now, we're starting off with a direct light source with just a basic modifier here with these barn doors, but as we go through this, we're going to add different components to this single light so you can see what that would do to a key light like this one. Now, there is some indirect fill coming in from this side of the stage as well, but this is the main light that we're going to focus on, and just by focusing on the one key light, we'll be able to get a look at what these different modifiers do. So without any light modifier, our direct light source is hitting Annie's face and creating some pretty harsh shadows there on the left. Now that's not going to completely go away by adding a diffusion like this, but what this will do is take down the intensity of the light a bit and help scatter it a bit, especially on the key side of her face. Now this is just one gel, but we can also double this up or triple it up depending on how you want to work things. We can throw another one of these into the mix and see what that's going to do, test it out. And you can see again just the way that's diffusing the light and also just the way it's taking down the intensity of the light at the same time. If we want to go further without diffusing the light further, we can add an ND like this. And again, that ND is just going to cut down on the intensity of the light without causing any additional diffusion or adding any additional color to the key light. So with situations where that direct light source is still too much, even with a gel, we can turn things around and add an umbrella to the equation. And in this case, we've added a soft white umbrella. And there's no really reflective material on this umbrella. It's just a regular white fabric. So it's kind of like bouncing off of a whiteboard or a piece of foam core or a white wall. And the result is, again, more softening on the shadows. So we get that nice scattered diffused light, and the shadows are much less sharp than they were before, especially on her left side of her face, of Annie. And one thing with a setup like this is that for practical reasons, if you want a direct diffused light source similar to what we had with the gel, we can pivot this around and then get more light intensity on Annie's face while at the same time maintaining some of the softness we had by scattering the light with that diffuser. So we've added a little more intensity to this bounce light, and what we've done is just simply replace the white umbrella with a silver coated umbrella. As you can see there, it's very shiny silver, so that it's more reflective and the bounce light is going to be stronger, but we're still going to get that nice indirect light quality with the soft shadows that we had with the white umbrella. And for situations where the white umbrella is just too dark, this is a good substitute. Now, I should say that these umbrellas also come in gold, so if you'd like to add a little bit of warmth to the equation, you can get a gold-coated umbrella as well. Most basic spotlights are going to come with some form of barn doors pre-attached to them. Now, in most cases, they're removable, but you usually want to leave these on just so you can create some basic light protection so it doesn't spill out to the sides or to the top or bottom when you don't want it to. So obviously, if you have a barn door, you can take and just pivot that out and prevent that light from leaking onto perhaps the second camera, or perhaps it's a model's face that you don't want it to hit, or whatnot. But to get additional control, you're probably going to need some sort of device like this here, like this flag. Now this one is pre-attached to the light itself, but a lot of times you'll have it on a C-stand or some sort of stand that you can move this black blocking device, whatever it's made out of, in this case metal, so that you can create shadows where you want them exactly. And you can see here, I'm getting a really harsh shadow, a very focused shadow exactly where I want it on Annie's face there. And so if I want to keep her face in shadow completely, I can. If I want to protect her from some third or fourth light source that's spilling light where I don't want it and it's killing my key light or my fill light, I can do that with a flag like this and allow the light to hit only its intended target. So you'll often see gaffers and people working with lights moving these flags around to create shadows where they need to be and to prevent light spillages where you don't want them. Now the scenario we had earlier where we had a white gel put in front of the spotlight can be duplicated by a soft light like this one here. And one of the advantages of using a soft light like this one is, first of all, it's a cool light source. It's not a focusable light source, but it is cool in that it's made, the light source itself is coming from a fluorescent tube rather than a incandescent bulb, which will get really hot and be difficult on the model's face. So in this case, we've got a cool light source that we can move nice and close to our model and not have that affect her in a negative way, make her uncomfortable. But at the same time, we've got a soft diffuse source by putting a simple silk in front of it. And the look is not unlike what we had earlier with the spotlight, but we've got something that's lightweight, that's cool, that has got the light spillage already integrated into the light source itself. And because we're dealing with something that's easier to use and it's more comfortable, we can get things done faster and hopefully more comfortably. As you can see, Annie's got some fantasy makeup applied so that we can see how these lights and shadows react to something with a little bit of reflection in there, a little bit of glitter, some color, and give us a sense of how that's going to affect a model's face. So as you can see, to Annie's left, we've got a big gold reflector set up, and our spotlight is aimed directly on that rather than on Annie herself. And on top of that, we've also added this flag to keep any light spillage from hitting Annie's face directly from the light. So all the light that is lighting her is now coming from that reflected source. And this situation could be good for fills, for edge light, or even perhaps as a key light in some situations, depending on the power of the light. But again, the idea is that we're getting a reflected light quality off of this surface, something similar to what we saw with the umbrella. And because of its size, we're going to get something that can light a larger area and still keep consistency throughout. We can change colors on this as well. We can go with a silver instead of a gold. So we're getting a lot of the warmer quality because of the color here. But it's a really handy device to have and a great accessory to have to any light kit because it's so versatile. And of course, they're known for their outdoor use as well for situations where you're bouncing sunlight and you don't have any ability to plug in lights or any electricity.
Thanks for watching Linko TV. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Linko would like to offer you the use of their studios with all of your lighting equipment needs for all aspiring photographers and models free of charge. They are located in Santa Fe Springs, California. And for more details, feel free to email them below at the address. See you soon.